Hello there, RotoBallers, and welcome to Week 6 of the NFL season. I'm Thunder Dan Palyo, and I'm here to give you my favorite Week 6 NFL DFS plays. What I usually do is give you 3 players at each position that I think are going to fare really well on Sunday. This week, I'm going to make a special focus on cash games. So these are some guys that you should be considering that are chalkier plays that you should be considering for your cash games, and of course, obviously, your tournaments too. Let's start at the quarterback position. We have to consider Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills as he is taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. The Bills are favored in this game and has the highest total on the slate with a 54-point total. Josh Allen and the Bills throw more than any other team, regardless of game script, and I think you're going to see him throw a ton. If he ends up being successful throwing 3 or 4 touchdowns, maybe even running one in, he's going to end up being the highest scorer on the slate. So I know he's expensive, but Josh Allen should be under consideration here. The next guy I want to talk about is Tom Brady. He finally got back on track here the last 2 weeks. Tampa Bay likes to throw the ball. Pittsburgh actually is a bit of a pass funnel defense, which means they're going to probably have to stop the run and be decent against the run, but Tampa should be able to throw against them. We obviously saw Josh Allen throw against them last week. He should be in consideration too as kind of a mid-tier price point. And then I think Geno Smith is the other guy we really have to consider. Playing really well right now, has a great matchup against the Arizona Cardinals at home. Seattle being now the top-ranked passing offense in the league, Geno just continues to play well and is underpriced for his upside. Let's head over to the running back position to talk about 3 guys there. 3 backs that you consider for your cash games. The first guy has to be Leonard Fournette. He had a big game last week and continues to get a ton of touches for Tampa Bay. Even if Pittsburgh does stop the run, he's got a huge role in the passing game. We've seen him cut a touchdown pass 2 weeks in a row now, had 10 catches last week. Ramondre Stevenson is the next player I think you should consider for the New England Patriots. They are playing a young quarterback and continue to feed their main running back for football. Damian Harris is out, which we ended up in Stevenson getting a ton of runs last week. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. He's only $6K on DraftKings. He's going to be chalk, but you need to play Stevenson against a rather mediocre Cleveland defense. And last but not least, Jeff Wilson Jr. of the San Francisco 49ers is having a great role for them and playing really well for them. We know the Niners love to run the football. They're facing a weak Atlanta defense who has not been really good against the run or the pass. So Wilson should have plenty of opportunities to rack up yards and hopefully get in the end zone. Those are the 3 backs that I think you should consider for your cash games. At receiver, it's a little top heavy, and I know it's easy to get on here and recommend 3 high-priced receivers, but of the 3 top receivers, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, and Stephon Diggs, I think Stephon Diggs is the guy you should consider. Again, from that high-scoring game, pair him up with Josh Allen if you can, but if not, get him instead of Josh Allen to get some exposure to the Bills. They're going to score points in that game. He's had a steady role all season. I know it was Gabe Davis last year against the Chiefs in the playoffs, but I think Stephon Diggs is going to have a big game this week. Jumping down to the mid-tier, Tyler Lockett continues to be underpriced on DraftKings. His price actually went down despite having over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. Another game that's going to go off, the Seattle-Arizona game. You're going to want a piece of that, whether you have Geno, whether you have Lockett. I think maybe both, right, at their price points to get some exposure to the Seattle passing game. And the guy that you consider punting with this week is also from that game is Rondale Moore, who at only 4,200 on DraftKings. We saw his role grow last week. We saw him targeted more by Kyler Murray in his second game. And he's got one more week here before Hopkins comes back to continue to be a major part of that passing game. All right, head over to the tight end position, and we'll go through 3 more guys real quickly. Mark Andrews is, to me, the top tight end. I know Travis Kelce's coming off a 4-touchdown week, but Buffalo is an incredibly tough matchup for tight ends. The Giants are not, okay? And Mark Andrews and the Ravens are projected for a pretty decent total themselves. So I like Andrews as your spend up if you can afford him. If not, I think the best course of action would be to go down to either Zach Ertz of the Arizona Cardinals, who continues to get targeted at a high rate, 8 targets a game, 42% red zone target rate. He's getting in the end zone occasionally and getting targeted down there. The other guy down there in that 4K range on DraftKings is Tyler Higbee of the LA Rams. Again, 9 targets a game and 6 catches a game. Other than he and Cooper Kupp are just hogging all the targets in the Los Angeles passing game. He's relatively affordable and a relatively chalky play there too. All right, to recap, I'm going to go down through. I'm going to give you my favorite at each position. I give you 3 players at each position to start. Here are my favorite players at each position this week. I know it's Josh Allen week, but I got to say Geno Smith. Geno Smith and against this Arizona team at his price point, my favorite quarterback per dollar. At the running back position, Ramondre Stevenson. New England has a huge advantage up front. They're going to run the ball. Cleveland's defense isn't very good. He's going to get 20-plus touches and hopefully a touchdown. At the receiver position, has to be Tyler Lockett, who continues to be heavily targeted by Geno Smith and is easy stacked. One of the cheapest stacks you can make with upside is Geno with Lockett on DraftKings. And at tight end, it's actually Zach Ertz, right? Again, huge role right now without Hopkins in the lineup, getting a lot of targets, getting red zone targets, and double digits in DraftKings points every week. Okay. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video if you found it helpful. Make sure you follow RotoBaller on YouTube. And thanks again. Tune in next week as we continue to give you DraftKings and FanDuel DFS picks.